Hello everybody, welcome back to the Limit of Adhesion Season 3. This is round 7 of the championship and we're at Laguna Seca. My name is Gareth and joining me once again in the commentary box is Jools. Jools, how you doing?
Good, thanks. A little sleepy as it's another one of those late sessions, but you don't seem affected, so it's all good.
Yes, indeed. So, cars are out on track and let's take a look at the championship standings. David Lyne in a commanding lead of 121 points, with Mark Tranter on 88 just behind him, and then Rob Miller, so it's close for second and third. Paul Dixon doing an amazing job in P4 at the moment, with Adam Highfield just behind and Gavin Kelly in P6. And looking down a little further down the order, we can see Stephen Batty is the last driver in P15 to have points. He's on 2 points. Gary Jones is in 16th on 0, and then we've got Burnett and some of the new joiners as well. So we just see a Rumblebees spinning in the background there. And as we take a look at the teams, we've got the A team in the lead from Kairos Competition, Little and Larger in P3, which is cool. LB Racing in 4th, Rumblebees, Williams, Stupid Gary, ETM, Jägermeister, the Privateers, and then Team Shelf Squirrel in 11th.
Yeah, I think the Privateers snuck in there.
Yes.
They're not really a team.
Well, it looks like they are forming a new team for the next round, so that's quite exciting to see. So, taking a look at the practice results, then we can see David Lyne once again on top with a 119.748 ahead of James Garlick and Gavin Kelly. Nice to see Garlick up there in P2 in the Williams, and only just over a tenth behind Lyne, so that's all to play for. And we can see... Go on.
Chasing back is a bit closer than they were last week, I think. Yeah,
indeed, and a couple of drivers at the back struggling, but as we just take a recap of some penalties from round 6 at Okayama, we can see Joshka got 1 penalty point, 2 points for Will Burnett, Gavin Kelly got 4, Hankin got 2, and Winslade got 1, and a couple of those drivers affected with championship point deductions as well, following the... Well, it was quite an action-packed race at Okayama, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's an understatement. I think Kelly's hurting there. He lost 22 points. Which, he only had, I think, 50 or so to begin with.
Yes, that's a huge point drop. Which
Tony, come around me. I'm going to slow you up.
We hear from the Weave on the radio.
Cheers, mate, but I don't know. I will, thanks.
So sounded like he was letting Hankin go past there.
Yeah, nice. So cars are out on track for qualifying. That was the Little and Large of Miller, and he's being chased by a Rumblebees. There's Garlick coming through. There's an ETM of Winslade. That's quite wide through there, and look at that, Winslade right onto the dirt, just demonstrating exactly how not to take that corner.
Winslade saying, "Hold my beer there."
Yeah. So, here they come through the famous corkscrew. It's one of the most famous corners in the world, isn't it? I remember when I first started driving the sim of this track, I didn't know anything about the track except for the corkscrew.
Yeah, famous or maybe infamous.
Yeah, it's a bit of a pick of a corner. Unbelievable drop, actually. I'd love to go and visit it in real life just to... It's like at Spa, where you just want to go and stand on Radion just to see how steep that thing really is.
You just want to lay down and roll down the corkscrew.
Oh, it'd be so much fun. Did you ever see it when
Thanks, Judge.
Sky took they took a skateboarder to the top of Radion and he went down it towards Eau Rouge, and they're just to show you how fast he went just with gravity alone. It was absolutely ridiculous.
That does ring a bell, yeah. I can't recall specific, but that seems familiar.
Yeah. So Oliver Walker's looking like he's on the strong lap. Lots of greens in his sectors. David Lyne, 2 greens. James Garlick, good first sector and slightly less so in the second. Didn't improve.
I love that camera angle there.
Yeah,
right down on the floor.
It's really good. It shows you the speed of these cars. There might be a junior single-seater, but they do go quite quick. So Oliver Walker, provisional pole then. First lap on the board, 132.389. We'll see David Lyne there coming through Rainy Curve.
Thanks, Bob.
And here he comes into the final corner. Which, if you've seen our GT3 video, you'll know it's quite a tricky corner there. And that's Highfield running wide. He's probably going to get his lap disallowed. No, he goes P2. So Lyne takes pole then, provisional pole, sorry, 120.051 from Highfield, 120.690, then Batty, then Winslow. Gosh, it's all go with the times, look. Nameworth, Bibby. There's Hankin slotting in P5.
Yeah, it was a bit of a stampede out the pits, so it looks like most of the drivers managed to get around.
Yeah, and nice to see Batty back in and having a race again. He's been missing for quite a few weeks, so I'm sure Kelly will be delighted to see his teammate back once again. And here's one of our new drivers, that's Nathan Parker in the Brawn livery. We're on board with him now. His race suit's not matching the livery on the car, but yeah, it's really nice to see him out on track with us. He comes into T5 then at the bottom of the hill, and then the long slug up to Profanity Corner, which is the one he's just coming into now. And he gets through nicely, doesn't take his wing off on the curb, doesn't run wide, and up he goes to the corkscrew now. Oh, very nicely done as well. You've got to be quite careful with the Formula Renault as you go through there, haven't you, Jools?
Yeah, it's very easy to lose it on the coming out of it. Well, you can all lose it on going in. I found coming out of it, it's too easy to put a little bit extra too much throttle on, and you just go round with a rather embarrassing little spin.
Yeah, the back wheels go a bit light, don't they, as the weight transfers and the car sort of falls down the hill, hopefully in control. But
Absolutely.
Parker going third then, a 121.0, but look at that line out front, 119.7. As we've said many times before, he does love this track.
Absolutely.
He had an awful run of it last time out when we were here with the Skip Bar, taken out in a collision with Bibby, where Bibby was scared to the right by Tranter in the middle of the Andretti hairpin, and straight into the path of Lyne, who was minding his own business around the outside. Here's Stephen Batty.
Ended up on his roof, as I recall, and rolled over.
Yeah, had to get towed, lost a huge amount of time, but fought back to get a point. So well done, Dave. So Stephen Batty then just coming up to complete his lap. Looks like he's had a couple of good sectors. He's currently running P6. Whoa, look at that. Struggling to get the power down as he came out the final corner, and that's the ledge giving him a handy tow ahead. So he stays 6th. Green, that's an improvement on his lap time, isn't it, Jools?
Yeah, that would be a personal best lap time for the session.
Excellent. So that's Hankin we're looking at now into the Andretti hairpin. Look at that, Sam O'Neill then, just popping in a purple middle sector, so that's the fastest of anybody. And he finishes in P8, so he's another new entrant to the league. Nice to have him on board. Our 4th Mercedes F1 employee, I believe.
Yeah. It looks like it's going to be limit of Mercedes or something at some point. They're all joining.
Yeah, we should put some flyers out around some of the other team factories just so we're not accused of favouritism or something.
Absolutely.
And look at that then, in the pits there, that is Keith Schooling in the new Team Shelf Squirrel livery. We were promising and hinting about it coming for this race, and there it is, inspired by the old Elf-sponsored Tyrrell cars from the heydays of Jackie Stewart and co, and the old P34 six-wheeler car. And we're now looking at the ledge in the Jägermeister, and he's coming up to the final corner and goes very wide. That's going to ruin his lap. So let's see where he is at the moment. He's currently 18th in the standings.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to have got a clean lap yet. And I was going to say Nora's Kelly, but he's got P8 at the moment.
Yeah, and there is Kelly just completing another lap.
Improvement for Highfield at the top, and an improvement for Kelly.
Kelly goes P2. Cracking job there. So you'd have to say, well, Parker now with a second. Oh, that was Highfield getting it wrong, wasn't it? So Parker had just gone the fastest of anybody in the second sector. This is cool, seeing pink sectors from other people other than just Lyne and Miller. Speaking of Miller, where is he in the standings at the moment?
I don't think he's found a time yet. In fact, he's the only driver so far that hasn't.
Wow. So what's happening with our Okayama race winner? And there's the other shelf squirrel then. That's the weave, isn't it?
Yeah, the white stripe is the weave.
Yeah, and he's the one who's responsible for that fantastic livery on those two cars, so well done Weave. And he's also prepared them for GT3s as well, so he's done some excellent work for us. Well,
Good
for
stuff.
that team. And right now he's under pressure from Lyne. He's going to force his way through on the inside there.
Go ahead, Dave.
It's like most of the drivers are on the track still.
Yeah. So Walker on an out lap. 9 minutes to go though. Winslade on an out lap, but it doesn't look like they're going to have time to complete this lap unless they're most of the way round it. See where they are. Just peering at the driver tracker now. So you can see Walker he's coming through rainy curves, so he's got 2 corners to go, so he should be able to start this lap.
Miller's just coming across the line. Is he going to put in a time now? Or
Good
is this going to be
spot.
the start of a lap? No, he has popped into 12th there.
Wow, 12th, that's very low for our one of our championship contenders. Don't expect well, you expect to see him a lot higher than that, don't you?
He seems to be struggling for some reason.
Yes. Garlick currently P5. I'm hoping for more from him because he showed so strongly in the practice. As we see Batty now deposing him and going P5. Time's coming thick and fast, and Garlick's teammate Gary Richards currently P9. And excited to say that for all you Williams fans, you will be able to see Gary Richards featuring in our Hot Lap Hero video for the Alton Park International with no chicanes video coming up shortly on this channel. End of
Cool.
qualifying then.
Yep, last few cars just making their way around.
Yeah.
Garlic
So-
finishing this lap, see what that does.
Takes him up to P4, cracking effort. Highfield already in the pits, and no improvement from him then. Walker currently P5.
Looks like Miller's finishing a lap. He's got a couple of green sectors.
Excellent stuff. No improvement from Lyne.
Miller's improved. Up to 6th place, just a second off the pace now.
Amazing stuff.
Batty.
So there's
Up to
Batty. You can
fifth.
see the checkered flag. So cars lining up on the grid then for the start of this race.
Good luck, everyone.
Here, good luck from one of the drivers.
Enjoy it. Yeah, good luck.
I didn't know Winslade was from Wales.
He's got a bit of Welsh in him apparently. We see some interesting use of the flags actually. So you can hear the engines revving away, getting ready for the start of the race. Someone missing from the grid still.
I'm sure they'll find their way there.
Yeah. So here we go then. Waiting for the lights, just about to appear. God, the tension's killing me. Red lights, here we go, ready for racing. And we're looking down at the grid. There we go.
See movement in the background there.
Yeah, well look at that, there they go then. So, oh, collision there, that was, looked like Miller into Walker, so that's a disastrous start. And here they come down to the Andretti hairpin for the first time. Line to the inside, and that's Highfield on the outside. Garlick and Kelly fighting just behind them. But all of these guys safely through. Yes.
Is that 3 cars in the pits at the moment?
Wow, what's happened there? Yes, so obviously Miller and Walker from that collision. Who else is in there? Winslade, Miles at the back as well. What's happened to him?
I did say he was in the pits, but maybe he was just on the exit of the pits.
I wonder if he... Yeah, well, he's so far back, maybe he missed the start or something crazy. 'Cause he was... he wasn't that far down the grid. So, anyway, here's our leaders then. That is Lyne and Highfield charging up into the corkscrew for the first time. Jump start for Nathan Parker. Oh no, it's a disastrous start for his first LOA race.
He must be the one that we saw moving there in the background.
Yes. And he is in the pit lane, it looks like. Got lots of three initial things to memorise here, so it's all changed on our new and improved lap timing tower you can see on the left hand side. So David Lyne completes lap 1 in the lead with the fastest... Highfield the fastest lap. He's using the toe handily. Kelly is in 3rd and Garlick is in 4th. And look at that then. That's Hankin challenging... Is that Bibbs?
That's Bibby.
Yeah. And Burnett with a super move down the inside, forcing his way past Hankin. What a great overtake that was. And behind them we can see Jason Larson and the Weave. Wow, this is there's a lot of cars going around. It's quite a short lap, isn't it, Laguna Seca? And it's quite a hefty field of 20.
Certainly not the longest, and yeah, this is again the largest grid we've yet had.
Yeah, which is amazing. So look at all the sparks as the cars are bottoming out over the curbs. This is such a... Oh no, Larson, from that great start he was having, it's all gone a bit wrong, and that was at T5. Looks like he's lost his front wing. So yes, he has lost his front wing, so a trip to the pit lane awaits for the Jägermeister driver. And here comes the front of the pack then into the final corner. Replay from the start. This is Parker's jump start then. Oh yes, guilty as charged. And look at that at the oh yeah, so just ahead of him we see... Oh no, it's all gone horribly wrong.
Look at that.
So much damage.
Both his wheels fell off.
Yeah. So the fast starting Miller just gets a little bit into Walker, and then Parker gets involved as well. Replay from Richard's car in P10. Finding his way past. And
He's threading the needle there.
Yeah, nicely done by Richards there. Manages to avoid the carnage. It's taking him up a good few places, and there's Batty just on our inside then. And there's that must be Hankin then. So Richards now up to P8 from 10th on the grid. Good start.
Good stuff.
Yeah, we're back to live shots. Oh no! Good stuff, and all undone at the final corner is for Richards there. That's Burnett getting past, and that's one of the shelf squirrels, isn't it? That must be Weave.
Yeah, the driver's going to have a word with you. Tell you not to mention their good starts or good...
Yeah. As we see Oliver Walker then coming out of the pit lane after his just got wiped out, didn't he, at the start there? That's Namer in the ETM, and who's that running wide?
I think is that O'Neill?
That's O'Neill, yeah, that's Sam O'Neill. So, yeah, slightly unfamiliar car for us, so nice to see though.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the damage that was at the start there. I don't think it should have been that severe. I think iRacing said that there's an issue with the front suspensions on these cars, and it has been fixed in a later patch. But what happened to Nathan there? Do you remember the Formula 1 car which it braked into a corner and both its suspensions snapped?
Yes, I do.
The front wheels departed.
It was a Toro Rosso, and it was Sebastian Buemi.
Certainly what that reminded me of.
Yeah, indeed, yeah. Yeah, Buemi's one was hilarious. He braked into the corner and both front wheels were...
So it looks like Lyne has broken away with 4 others. There's a 5-way fight at the moment for the lead, and then a bit of a gap back to Namath.
Yes. So let's take a little run down the order then. So Lyne, Highfield, Kelly, Garlick, Batty, Namath, and then we've got Miller up to 7th, and then O'Neill, Dixon, Bibby, Burnett, Richards, The Weave, Winslade, Lawrence Aaron Jenkins, Keith Schooling, then we've got Larson, Hankin, Walker and Parker. Amazing seeing 20 cars. I'm very delighted with that for the LOA. It's so good to see. Parker setting a personal best lap of 1:30.5, but I imagine his times are going to tumble once he gets rolling properly. And Highfield's not letting Lyne get away here. Just 4/10 is the gap.
I was going to say, Lyne had got an early bit of a lead, but it's been eroded immediately.
Yeah.
Not giving him any rest there.
Looks like Dixon's made a mistake. He's just lost 3 positions. O'Neill gone up to... Oh, O'Neill and Namath having a nice fight. Oh no, and O'Neill's lost it. That's a tricky corner. We saw people losing it there last season as well. So we've got a replay here. That's Burnett, Hankin, and... so that's what happened to Larson's front wing, as he took out Tony Hankin. And I'd explain why Hankin was so far down. It actually confused me. I wasn't expecting to see Hankin's name all the way down there. O'Neill coming out the pit lane then. So he's obviously dived in for a quick repair.
Yeah, I'm surprised because he didn't actually hit Namath or the wall, so I'm not sure what was going on there.
No. Must have felt there was something wrong with the car though. So that's promoted Winslade to 13th and the Ledge to 14th, Schooling to 15th. There's a long old pit lane exit and a tricky little corner at the end of it as well, so I'll explain why he's lost a couple more positions making his way out of the pits.
Batty must have made a mistake as well, because the 5-car train is now just a 4-car train.
Yes, and where is Batty now? He's now 5th and lost about 4 seconds, so...
Yeah, he doesn't seem to have lost any places, but he was right on the tail of Garlick last time I saw.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get a replay of that then. And there is Garlick, just coming out the final corner on the end of that 4-car train.
It's only lap 6 and already Lyne is coming up to lap Larson by the looks of.
Yes, wow, that's just incredible, isn't it? It's an amazing amount of pace he's showing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's been incidents as well for Larson losing his wing, but he's not going to have any rest, is he? He's not getting away at the front, and he's got traffic to lap in front of him as well.
Yeah, meanwhile, we're on board with Burnett in P10. We're looking at Richards just ahead of us in 9th. And that's Bibby in 8th as well, so there's more places on more points on board, available for Burnett if he can get on with it. So now we're on board with Highfield in 2nd, and he's charging up to the corkscrew ahead of Lyne. Amazing to see. Oh no, Highfield! The legendary crunch, and he's just lost 2 places. So. Highfield now in 4th.
Unlucky Adam.
Just hear from Kelly there. And unlucky Adam as he nicks his 2nd place. And Kelly now only 1.5 seconds behind Lyne. So it looks like, they're not letting Lyne escape this time. It's worth noting as well though that Lyne was reporting he's had some issues with his wheel and the upshift, so he has ordered a new one, and hopefully that will be in place for at least the next Formula Renault race. Don't know if he's ready for the next GT3s, but fingers crossed for him.
It doesn't seem to be slowing him too much.
No, although Kelly's got the fastest lap, 1:20.681. Driver's setting personal best up and down the field though.
Yeah, the grip's coming to the drivers as the track rubbers in.
Yeah. Massive clonk on Batty's car there as he went over the curb.
Yeah, you want to keep off those sausages.
Oh gosh, yeah, you've got to be so careful with these super fragile suspension. So we see Batty's being hounded by Miller, and Namath keeping a watching brief a few seconds back in just behind these two.
Yeah, I recall actually, wasn't it Kelly who won last season on the last lap, going for a fastest lap, managed to clonk his suspension at the Profanity corner, and didn't cost him the race, but he was limping towards the end.
Yeah, indeed. It's a risky strategy. We see some drivers down the back having a bit of an off lap there. I saw a 135 for Aaron Jenkins, O'Neill 134, 124 for Larson. That's a bit more like it.
Garlick and Highfield there.
Yeah.
20.9, 20.6.
Very eye-catching times from those two. Obviously, Highfield trying to recover from his previous spin at the corkscrew.
Yeah, it didn't cost him too much, but the drivers will always try and push for for the fastest lap. It's just it's irresistible, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. You've got to try and drive as fast as you possibly can
until you scare yourself and you back off and accept the position.
Yeah, and it is quite easy to scare yourself around this track as well. It's it's got a touch of the. Well, I was going to say that Brands Hatch corner where I tend to close your eyes through. The one on the back stretch is so quick. Western.
Yeah,
Bend,
Burnett is all over the back of Richards.
Yeah, he is.
Thanks, Chase.
And that's one of the overtaking spots on this track, T5. Really good position to try and make a move. This is Profanity Corner T6, which is not an overtaking space in this. Well, actually, Lyne did go side by side, didn't he, through there to get that 10th place.
It's such a gamble
season.
Into that corner.
Yeah. You could perhaps risk it in Skippy more than you could risk it in this.
It's like O'Neill's in the pits again. Not sure what's happened there.
Oh no, he's having a bit of a torrid time of it, which is unfortunate because he was showing a lot of pace in practice.
It tends to be the case, doesn't it? When you watch F1 and a driver gets like his first pole, or he gets he's higher up than normal, or he maybe gets the lead, something inevitably will go wrong. So you have to get the bad experience out in your first race.
Yeah, we just saw the weave there, just sort of coming to a stop out of the final corner almost, and letting Dixon through, who's now back up to 11th. You see Winslade just setting a personal best, 121.5. Which is almost reasonable pace actually from Winslade. He's starting to there's Weave going round. So Winslade's trying to find a little bit more pace, and there he is taking 12th place then from the Weave.
I hear he's got an upgrade in that car, but he hasn't installed it yet, so look forward to seeing what he can do with that.
Yeah, and we just saw the ledge just there was obviously had a mistake out of the corkscrew, unfortunately. Batty under all kinds of pressure from Miller here as they come to the final corner. This is an overtaking spot if you're brave, but you're better off getting the run and trying to out-drag your opponent down to the Andretti hairpin. Never end of this straight, which Lyne is now already in. So it shows you how far back they are. It's about, what's that? That's what that's what 6 seconds looks like on this track, the length of that straight. And Winslade has just opposed Dixon there. So Dixon must have made a mistake because he's falling away there.
Yeah, Wheeler as well now passed.
Yes. So maybe get a replay of that. And Winslade only one car away from a points paying position, and he hasn't had one of those since Scuba round 2.
It's tantalising.
Very close, yeah. So we're looking at Batty and Miller, and they have reeled in Highfield actually, so this is going to be a huge scrap for P4 coming up. Oh no, Miller running wide out of the rainy curve. Wow. Come on Miller, get back on it.
Lucky to keep it out of the wall there.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, we've got plenty of time left. It's only a third into the race and he's got good pace.
Yes. So Lyne doing a 121.1, as does Kelly, as Garlick 121.2, 122.8 for Highfield, 21.0 for Batty there. That's a nice lap time.
Yeah, he's recovering. He was about 6 seconds back, and he's still about 6 seconds back. So you see, he's recovered from that earlier issue.
Yeah,
and he's running at a good pace.
But he's got to force his way past Highfield if he wants to get after the podium spots, currently being occupied by Lyne, Kelly and Garlick. Unsafe pit exit, stop and go for Sam O'Neill. And bad to worse for him on debut, sadly. Looks like he's out of the race now.
That is such a tricky pit exit. It's so easy to lock up and go onto the track.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Look at that then. Dixon deposes Weaver. Looks like I think Weave doesn't like this track that much because he was... Oh no. Was that the ledge in the background again having a little wobble?
Looks like it, yeah.
Schooling in the pits now as well. As is Parker. So yeah, it's... I was going to say, like...
oh, sorry, interrupt you here. Batty, look at him. He's down in 13th and it says he's out.
Oh gosh. Why is that then? So suddenly we're losing cars like... they're dropping like flies here. The front three cars all just hit a 121.0, but 120.7s for Highfield and Miller behind them. We need to know what's just happened to... well, that looks a bit rude on that lap chart, doesn't it?
Sorry.
Tiny, 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 big. Tiny, tiny.
I was looking in the wrong place.
Clearly.
It's just your mind, obviously.
Yeah, so here's a replay then. We're looking at Dixon just... the old classic into the corkscrew.
Basically what happened to Adam.
Yes, and his teammate going through. And it's a nightmare when you get it like that, though, because it's so hard to then get the car going again. Oh, and a little kiss of the wall. Got to be careful doing that. And replay here. This is Parker then, coming down to the last couple of corners. Is that Schooling just ahead? Oh, yeah. So Schooling just having an accident and Parker nowhere to go. Replay of Batty then losing it in Profanity Corner. Putting it very firmly in the wall. So obviously didn't fancy doing any more of the race after that one.
Yep, just clipped that sausage, the red sausage, and catapulted him off the track.
Yeah, it's a killer curb, that sausage.
It is.
And here we see Garlick then, he's running P3. And he'll be hoping that Highfield can't get back onto the back of him because, it'd be nice for Garlick to get a podium here.
Yeah, absolutely. He's had good results, he's just not managed to get there. He's also had obviously connection issues.
Yes.
So he'll be hoping that his connection holds for the rest of the race.
Yes, indeed. And in fact, he's chasing down Kelly. There's only a few tenths between them, so less than a second, which is exciting. And that's Keith Schooling getting going into the final corner.
Yeah. Garlick and Kelly, very, very old rivals. The Garlick 2-0, I think 2-1 in championships over Kelly, so you'd expect him to be up there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And he got podiums last season. Unfortunately denied that win by Winslade's antics at Oran Park.
Yeah, we don't talk about that, do we?
I thought it was just the oval we never talked about.
True, yes.
But anyway, it looks like Garlick has made a huge step forward in performance, and he's just been coming on all season long, and I'm very excited to see where he can get to in the back half of this championship. We've got some great tracks coming up, such as Alton Park, Spa, Suzuka.
Absolutely. Sorry, I just noticed Miller just went past Highfield, and Highfield's dropped back, so he looks like he's had another mistake.
Oh no! Great spot there, Jools, and disappointing.
There he is.
Yeah. And there's Miller then. So we're still looking at our podium places. Kelly and Garlick going at it. That's Lyne in the lead. Still
not really getting further away, not really being caught. It's status quo, isn't it?
Yeah. And Namath just opposed Highfield for 5th.
Oh, another mistake.
Another mistake. Garlick briefly just saying he was out, so yeah.
Yeah, my heart just stopped almost then, just seeing that, but it looks like it was just a temporary glitch.
Just to scare us, yes. So let's have a little run down the order if they'll all stay in their places for a lap. We've got Lyne still leading from Kelly, from Garlick. Miller now up to P4. And then we've got Josh Namath from the ETM is running 5th. Highfield is running 6th. Bibbs is running 7th. Then we've got Richards in 8th. Burnett in 9th. Winslade is running in 10th and in the points. Dixon's 7 seconds behind him. Then we've got Weave, Tony Hankin a lap down, as is Walker, Larson, and then the ledge. Schooling, Batty is out of the race, as is Parker, as is O'Neill. Well, Parker just in the pits, but he's 5 laps down, so we'll wait and see if he does come back out or if he's had enough.
Yeah, that would have been his second repair, wouldn't it, because of the start line incident, so he might just be looking at a repair timer.
Yes. But it'd be nice, it'd be great when those guys come back for Alton Park, which will be the next Formula Renault 2.0 race. And in between that, we've got Interlagos in the GT3s. So if you fancy some GT3 running, do come and say hi. There's the ledge getting out of the way, but just
Thanks, right.
Yeah, that was very generous there, getting gravel all over his tyres.
Yes. Making life difficult for himself. So let's just see where are the best battles at the moment. Kelly and Garlick, obviously, about a second between them at the moment. Just under 2 seconds from Lyne to Kelly. Namus, he's a bit far back. Miller's about 4 seconds off the podium at the moment, but we know he's running very strongly at the moment. Highfield's only a couple of seconds off Namus, so he could still get back in the fight. And it's all looking quite tight from Bibbs and Richards, Burnett as well. We'll have to see if Winslade and Dixon can drag themselves into that battle.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no actual wheel-to-wheel going on at the moment, but the gaps are close enough that a little mistake will bring it back together.
Indeed, yeah. Here's Kelly coming through the corkscrew one more time then.
The gap has come down to Lyne.
Yeah, he's chasing hard. And does have the fastest lap of the race as well. Yeah, it's quite amusing actually, because Kelly, he was really struggling with this track, and in the run up to it, I remember when he did the official Skippy and had an absolute mare with it, and then rocked up and dominated our Laguna Seca race here last season. So yeah. And
well, I mean, that man there was knocked out on T1, so
well,
that helped, I imagine.
Yeah. But that's purely because Dave commented before the race that Laguna Seca was his baby.
Thanks, Ledge.
It was still haunting him. And that's Hankin on the radio thanking the Ledge for letting him by.
Yeah, we've encouraged the drivers to speak up on the radio, just to make it a little bit for us to comment on.
It's nice to hear from them.
Absolutely.
See how they're doing.
That second the gap now. It's coming down all the time.
Yeah, we're heading to an exciting grandstand finish of the race in the podium places. And is anyone else getting close? Richards is pretty close to Bibbs still, just a couple of seconds in it. And can Miller claw that gap under 7 seconds? We wait to see. Yes, he has.
Look at the sector comparisons here. It's just nibbling away at that lead.
He is, yeah.
Taking Garlick with him.
Miller is charging along in 4th place as well. He hasn't given up on a podium, has he?
No, look at that. Lap time, he just took, 6/10 out of Lyne, Miller did.
Yeah. Fantastic stuff. There he is, going into the Andretti hairpin. And he can see that podium ahead of him now.
Thanks, Keith.
It's Hankin. These guys running 122s by comparison of Miller's 120.8 that last lap. Richards half a second quicker than Bibby, as is Burnett. Let's see what Winslade does behind him. 121.8. Wow, Winslade's pushing on compared to those ahead of him. He definitely fancies a couple more points today. Here come our podium through the corkscrew. And we wait to see what Miller's going to... Wow, Miller has taken nearly a second out of them in this lap alone. He is flying.
Yeah, he had a slow start. It looked like he wasn't even going to get a time in qualifying, but it's certainly coming back to him.
Yeah, I mean, he looked miles... He was, what was he, P12 on the grid or something? He has come alive in this race, and he is providing the action. start calling
Can't count him out.
Action Man Miller.
And that's a new fastest lap.
Yeah, 120.6. Well, it's pretty. It's nip and tuck with Kelly's old one, but that is still very rapid. And
we count back to thousandths and it's quicker.
yeah, this is true. So Winslow's running about the same pace as his teammate Namath ahead in P5. He must be kicking himself for that awful missed start then. Lyne, it's saying, is out. Surely that's just a timing error. Yes, thank heavens for that. There he is. Coming up to Profanity Corner. And I'm loving the new sparks that have been implemented in the latest update by iRacing. It's really nice, nice touch. Can I hear from Larson? No.
Yeah, the sparks, and obviously, as you commented previously, the dust hanging in the air as well.
Yeah. There's and it does mean that if there's a spinning car ahead of you generating a lot of smoke, it's pretty scary to have to drive through that because you just don't know what's going to be waiting for you in that cloud.
Yeah, you can be completely blind. Looks like Garlick's dropped. He's had a bad lap, and Miller is now right on his tail.
Oh, yeah, well spotted. This is, wow. We said we were heading for a grandstand finish, and look at that, Winslade has just gone past Burnett as well. Kelly in the lead, is that? Oh no, Lyne is definitely...
Lyne's vanishing, I think. Same problem that Garlick has.
Oh, he's got a dodgy transponder on that car, yeah, like you say. 8 tenths is the gap now, it's coming down. Kelly is pushing for all he's worth, as is Miller in P4. Don't go anywhere, people, this is going to be a hugely exciting finish to the race. So Burnett has now fallen out of the points, Dixon up to 10th. So
that's a big shame because Burnett hasn't got any points yet, I don't think.
No, but he must have had a mistake because he was running 9th as we saw, and now he's in the pit lane 14th. So yes, he must have been towed or gone into the pits for repair. Winslade is now less than 2 seconds behind Richards. So yeah, the points positions it's getting tight there, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
There's Kelly going through the final quarter, chasing Lyne. Look at that, half a second. And wow, Miller and Garlick. This is on. Down to the Andretti hairpin then, lap 21. Kelly is having a look. Where's his best place to pass, Jools?
T1 if you can get a good exit from the final corner, or as you said, then was it the one before Profanity Corner, T5?
T5, yeah.
It all depends though on getting a good run out of the corner.
Absolutely, yeah. So, and that front four have just completely dropped Namath, who's now 18 seconds off the lead. Highfield is not that far behind him, less than a second. Bibbs is running 7th, and he's quite far back. Richards now about 8 seconds behind Bibbs, so Bibbs has pulled away, and we think that Richards must have made a mistake actually. And look at that, Winslade is less than a second behind Richards, so we've got some close fights going on up and down the field, and none more so than this all-important battle for the win between Lyne and Kelly. Here they come to the final corner. There's just going to be a couple more laps to go now, as there's only a minute and a half left on the timer. There's Garlick and Miller. They're glued together as they came out the final corner as well. And is Kelly close enough this time? Not quite.
Doesn't look like it.
So Lyne's obviously trying to drive quite intelligently as he comes out of that final corner. Garlick defending for all his life as he goes into the Andretti hairpin. 4 tenths is the gap between 8th and 9th. And here is that gap. Burnett just behind him as well, but he's now... Oh no! Richards just lost it out of the final corner. What a nightmare. And there was a lapped Burnett behind him as well. Kelly chasing into the corkscrew. Surely not up into here.
Thinks better of it, but
he was
he's all over the back of him.
Yeah, maybe that would be the best place to do it, because Lyne might not be expecting an attack into there. He's going to be expecting it into the Andretti hairpin and into T5. And the final corner could be an option as well. It gets tricky though with those two fast corners before it, the rainy curve and the one they've just come through. And no, Kelly!
He beansed it.
Agonising. We wait to see if he's going to lose his podium. We're on the final lap. Here comes Garlick, here comes Miller. Miller charging to the inside. Looks like he clonked a cone there as they come in. This is into the Andretti hairpin. Miller on the inside. Oh no! Contact between the two. Are they damaged? Looks like Miller's letting Garlick through. That's gentlemanly. Like to see that very much.
They don't look very healthy, do they?
No, they really don't. Sparks pouring off the cars and wheels akimbo, but they still seem to be running quite fast, so hard.
This sounds horrible.
Oh, the agony. Lyne home and dry then, 4.5 seconds clear of Kelly after that final corner little spin.
It looked like Lyne was a bit wide and Kelly was going to cut on the inside to get a good run out at the final corner, but he looks like he clipped the sausage curb.
Yeah, these two are absolutely mincemeat. But yeah, normally when the cars get clonked like that, they're out of the race.
Yeah, it looked like wheel-to-wheel contact, like front and rear. So perhaps that's what got away with it. But yeah,
David Lyne then winning the race once again.
Well done, Dave. Good win.
Kelly closed the gap quite significantly in the final lap. I wonder if Lyne had a slight error there. So Garlick hangs on for that podium. P3. Fourth is Miller. Fifth is Main. Third he is crossing the line. And next across the line is Highfield in sixth. Here's Bibbs in 7th place coming up to the final corner. Winslade 5 seconds back at the end. Oh, and he's doing a bit of weaving down the straight.
Cheers, Ollie. Kept me honest through that.
As we hear from Hankin.
Yeah, good stuff. You had the pace, couldn't catch you. Well done.
And there's Walker.
Made being a lap down not so bad.
sounds like they had a little fight.
Yeah.
Good fight for them.
Too much going on at the front though to include. Wow, what a frantic end of the race there. So David Lyne picks up yet another victory in this season from Gavin Kelly and James Garlick making it onto the podium for the first time this season. Awesome to see. Rob Miller was in 4th place with Namath in 5th. Highfield is in 6th. Bibby 7th. 8th is Winslade. 9th is Dixon. 10th is Weaver. 11th is Hankin. 12th is Walker. Richards in 13th. Burnett 14th. Larson in 15th. The Ledgers in 16th place. Then we had Schooling in 17th. Batty in 18th for the first of the retirements. Then Parker and O'Neill. Amazing stuff, Jools.
Yeah, absolutely. Well done, Garlick, for that podium.
Yeah, indeed. And look at the crushing lead by Lyne. Oh, we almost forgot. We didn't even have Mark Tranter in the race, did we? So David Lyne, 146 points from Rob Miller, 95 points. So almost like it's almost in the bag for him now. As we look further down, Kelly moves up a place to 6th ahead of Dixon. Garlick moving up to 7th. Namath up to 8th. Bibby losing 2 places down to 9th. And Richards remaining in 10th. And wait for the team's championship now. The A-team still in the lead of the championship. Little and Large now up to 2nd place with Tranter and Kairos Competition not taking part. LB Racing remain in 4th ahead of Williams, who are up ahead of Rumblebees now. Stupid Aguirre remain in 7th. ETM remain in 8th, as do Jägermeister, Team Shelf Squirrel, and the Privateers now at the bottom. Next race, we go back to Alton Park, which is a fabulous track up in the north of England. So, yeah, really looking forward to that one. And as a reminder, you can come and see us at thelimitofadhesion.com. Facebook.com/limitofadhesion. Please do like and subscribe the videos and come and say hi to us on Discord. It's a great community. Jools, thanks so much for being with me once again.
Thanks, Gareth. See you next time.